Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6 p.m. here in Cairo. This is Shuruk Bakir, and I'll accompany you through the latest development on the national and international arena, starting off with the headlines, followed with the details. Prime Minister Madbouli will deliver a speech at Shanghai Cooperation Plus Summit in China. Netanyahu's security cabinet convenes to discuss the next stages of the planned offensive to seize Gaza City. And a Russian drone attack overnight damages a power facility near Ukraine's Odessa. Welcome back. Shanghai Cooperation Plus Summit will kick off on Monday in the Chinese northern city of Tianjin under the title Pluralism Implementation, Guaranteeing Regional Security and Reinforcing Sustainable Development. Prime Minister Madbouli participated in a memorial photo with the leaders of more than 20 countries and 10 representatives of international organizations scheduled to participate in the summit. Following the photo, Prime Minister Madbouli participated in an official dinner hosted by the Chinese president at the beginning of the summit's activities. During the dinner, the Chinese president stressed that the Shanghai Organization is playing a positive role in dealing with the challenges that are facing the current international system. On behalf of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli is to deliver a speech before the summit. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli expressed keenness on attracting Chinese companies to operate in the Tianjin Economic Technological Development Area, TIDA, especially in the sectors of renewable energy, electric cars, and batteries. He also expressed hope of attracting Chinese investments in water desalination, and this came during Madbouli's meeting with TIDA's CEO on the sidelines of the Shanghai Plus Cooperation Summit in Tianjin. Madbouli also expressed appreciation for cooperation with TIDA, with the industrial developer of the Chinese industrial area in the Suez Canal's economic zone. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli also held talks today with the CEO of China's power engineering company over water desalination projects. During the meeting, Madbouli said that the state aims to produce 10 million cubic meters of desalinated water daily during the coming 5 years, up from the current 1.4 million. Madbouli stressed the importance of nationalizing the components of water desalination stations in Egypt, adding that there is a will to upgrade production of 30 million cubic meters a day. For his part, the Chinese official said the company aims to start investing in seawater desalination as part of the efforts to expand in the green development field. At a meeting in China's Tianjin, Madbouli said that the state is looking forward to expanding efforts in the field of water desalination in cooperation with Chinese companies operating in the field. This came during the meeting with heads of the Chinese company working in the field of seawater desalination and renewable energy. During the meeting, Madbouli said Egypt has basic needs of water desalination and is working on nationalizing industries affiliated with the producing of components of water desalination stations. The Armed Forces announced the launch of Bright Star 2025, the 19th edition of the region's largest multinational military exercises, co-hosted with the United States, set to take place in Egypt till September the 10th. And the drill brings together 44 nations, deploying more than 8,000 combat troops and 30 others joining as observers. General Sharif Al-Araishi, the head of the Armed Forces Training Authority, addressed the troops, highlighting the importance of the drills, which reflects the vital exchange of military cooperation and expertise among participating countries. For his part, Brigadier Patrick Clare, the U.S. training commander hailed the Egyptian Armed Forces' efforts to host this huge military exercise with excellent organization and planning. The Bright Star exercises are designed to enhance combat readiness and showcase Egypt's capacity to host large-scale operations. An Israeli official said Netanyahu's security cabinet will convene on Sunday evening to discuss the next stages of the planned offensive to seize Gaza City, which he has described as Hamas' last bastion. A full-scale offensive is not expected to start for weeks. Israel says it wants to evacuate the civilian population before moving more ground forces in. Israeli forces bounded the suburbs of Gaza City overnight from the air and ground, destroying homes and driving more families out of the area, as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security cabinet was set on Sunday to discuss a plan to seize the city. Local health authorities said Israel gunfire and strikes killed at least 30 people on Sunday, including 13 who tried to get food from near an aid site in the central Gaza Strip, and at least 2 in a house in Gaza City. Gaza health authorities said that at least 15 people, including 5 children, were killed in an attack on a residential building in heart of Gaza City on Saturday. Residents of Sheikh Radwan said that the territory had been under Israeli tank shelling and airstrikes throughout Saturday and on Sunday, forcing families to seek shelter in the western parts of the city. According to the Gaza health officials, Israel's military campaign in the Gaza has killed more than 63,000 people, mostly civilians. The Gaza Health Ministry reported 7 more people had died of malnutrition and starvation in the enclave, raising the number of such deaths to 339 people, including 124 children, since the war began. A report released on Friday by a global hunger monitor integrated food security phase classification said about 514,000 people, nearly a quarter of Gaza's population, face famine conditions in Gaza City and surrounding areas. Hamas confirmed the death of its Gaza military commander Mohammed Sinwar a few months after Israel said it killed him in a strike in May. Hamas didn't provide details on Sinwar's death, but published pictures of him along with other group leaders. Mohammed Sinwar was the younger brother of Yahya Sinwar, the faction's chief whom Israel had killed in the combat last year. He was elevated to the top ranks of the group after the death of the brother. His confirmed death would leave his close associated Izzeddin al-Haddad, who currently oversees operations in northern Gaza, in charge of Hamas' armored wing across the whole of the enclave. U.S. Senate's delegation made an inspection tour to Rafah border crossing and Egyptian Red Crescent's logistics stored in Al Arish to follow up Egypt's humanitarian aid to Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, the entry of humanitarian and relief aid trucks into Gaza Strip resumed on Sunday within the framework of continuous efforts to alleviate the surfing of the Palestinians in the Strip. The 26th Zad al-Izza convoy started moving from Rafah crossing, heading to Karma Abu Salim crossing to enter Gaza Strip. The convoy included 185 trucks carrying food, medical, and relief aid to meet the needs of the Palestinian people in Gaza Strip. A flotilla carrying humanitarian aid, including Swedish climate campaigner Greta Thunberg, is due to leave from Barcelona today to try to break the illegal siege of Gaza. The vessels will set off from the Spanish port city to open a humanitarian corridor and end the ongoing genocide of the Palestinian people. They did not say how many ships would set sail or the exact time of the departure. The flotilla is expected to arrive at the war-ravaged coastal enclave in mid-September. Scores of Israeli settlers stormed into Al-Aqsa Mosque compound under heavy occupation police protection. The settlers broke into the compound from the Magharba gate in groups, conducting proactive tours and Talmudic rituals. The Israeli occupation forces and police imposed restrictions on the entry of the worship to Al-Aqsa Mosque during the storming period and detained some of them at the mosque's outer gate. The Israeli army said it carried out a strike on a site run by Hezbollah in southern Lebanon today. Lebanon's national news agency reported intense strikes in the wooded area of Ali al-Tahir, where fires were later declared and serious damage was recorded. Israel, however, has kept up its strikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon despite the truce and has vowed to continue them until Hamas has been disarmed. A Russian drone attack overnight damaged a power facility near the southern Ukrainian city of Odessa, leaving more than 29,000 customers without electricity on Sunday morning. And this is more details in the following report.
A Russian drone attack overnight damaged 4 power facilities near the southern Ukrainian city of Odessa, leaving more than 29,000 customers without electricity on Sunday morning. The governor of the broader Odessa region said that the hardest hit was the port city of Chornomorsk, just outside Odessa, where residential houses and administrative buildings were also damaged. He said that 1 person had been injured as a result of the attack. Russian drones also targeted Ukraine's northern Chernihiv region on Sunday morning, damaging energy infrastructure and leaving 30,000 households without electricity, including part of the city of Nizhin. The Ukrainian military said Russia had attacked Ukraine with 142 drones overnight, and its air defense forces managed to shoot down 126 of them. However, the drones struck 10 locations. The military has not provided details about the strikes. In recent weeks, Russia has intensified its attacks on Ukrainian energy and gas infrastructure. Ukraine, in turn, has struck Russian oil refineries and pipelines. There was no comment from Russia on the latest attacks. Russia has hit Ukraine's critical infrastructure continuously throughout the 42 months of the war that Moscow launched with its full-scale military operation in Ukraine in February 2022.
And now moving to some economy and business, where Egypt's bourse turned lower at the end of today's transactions amid sell-offs by local and Arab corporation and investment funds against purchases by local and foreign investors. The market capital of listed companies lost some 28 billion pounds to reach 2.4 trillion Egyptian pounds amid an average trading of 11 billion Egyptian pounds in 2 hours. The benchmark index EGX 30 dipped 1.62% to reach 35,148 point mark, and the equal weighted index EGX 70 and EGX 100 fell 1.45% and 1.69% respectively. China's factory output ticked up in August, but still recorded a 5th straight month of contraction as Beijing and Washington press on with trade talks. The Chinese National Bureau of Statistics said that the Purchasing Managers Index, a key of measure industrial output, was 49.4, up slightly from 49.3 in July. The last time China recorded a figure above 50, indicating growth, was in March. The Bundesliga, since the 3rd match today last season, have now earned 2 wins from 2 league matches with 9 goals scored. Bayern hold a 6-point lead while Augsburg placed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this edition of the news. Best regards from me, Shuru Bakir. Thank you for watching.